West Virginia doing it again, baby. Beating SEC schools out for players. That's the kind of sauce I like to hear. Let's talk about it. Let's go.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what is up, guys? Welcome back in. My name's Mountaineer Paul. I'm your host. This is Locked On West Virginia, baby, where we're talking Mountaineer football again today, even if the haters don't like it. Definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in. This one's going to be brought to you by Game Time. If you didn't know that, now you know. Create an account and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. I've got my commitment hat on. I've decided to deem this the commitment hat. It's something silly to wear. I wanted to wear something silly, and I like it. So I like the hats with the flaps. I always found them really funny. That and oh man, it's been a day. I'll tell you, I'm sleep deprived as well. But let's get to this really quick. So West Virginia has secured that I've covered. Now, I'll be honest. I didn't get to cover this guy last night. And then there's a new one for today. So I'm going to give you two guys because I didn't get to cover the offensive lineman. I covered the three, but there ended up being four yesterday. So we're going to cover the offensive lineman from late last night and then the corner from today. So we've got two guys to cover today. And then we also got to talk about Jamori Robinson. Obviously, he went on Voice of Morgantown show yesterday. That's a big get for those guys over there. And he had some words for Pitt that I want to get to because that got me fired up, man. So, all right, that's the show for now. So let's get over here to the breakdown. West Virginia has secured two more commitments since we talked yesterday. Let's start with the newest one first. Like I said, West Virginia beating out SEC schools for a really good football player in Evans High School in Orlando, Florida, cornerback Emari Peterson. And listen, this kid is a beast. This kid can play 6'2", 190 pounds out of Orlando, and this kid is a problem, folks. Committed to West Virginia yesterday on June 16th. After an official visit to Morgantown, he picked West Virginia over heavy hitters like Texas A&M, LSU, Georgia Tech, and over a dozen others. That's right. The Florida phenom said, I'm taking my talents to the Mountain State. He's got that next level sauce, like I said in the beginning. He's 6'2". He's got size. He's got length. He's going to make receivers cry at the next level. Scouts on Rivals call him a smooth cover corner who can run. And they're definitely not lying. His long arms are like octopus tentacles, man. They're swatting passes, jamming receivers. He's really fluid too. He flips his hips around like a gymnast, dude. Like he's he's sticky in press coverage. He covers really fast. Fast receivers. He runs 4.5, 4.5 speed, which is very good for a big corner. And he is physical, too. He lays the wood in run support. He breaks up passes like it's his day job, really, and his film shows over and over and over again, he's on the island by himself, locking down Florida's best receivers with multiple pass breakups and tackles in space. You know, his high school stats are pretty good if you look at it. He had a really good year last year. And I'll say this too, looking at what 247 Sports said, it said they love his size, length, and fluidity, and said he's a Power 5 caliber defensive back who shined in all the camps. If you look at West Virginia's coach Rod West, who scouted him back in May, they locked him up for the June visit. And so, this kid is probably going to get bumped up as well, and they're in the star ratings. The LSU and Texas A&M, places like that have come after him. West Virginia's losing 6 of their top 11 corners next season, so we need dogs in the secondary. And this kid's a greyhound that is going to be able to run around with really fast players. So I think he's a boundary or a slot kid. He can play either or. Those Florida roots, keeping that Florida pipeline hot for Rich Rod and company. I think this kid's going to be locking down Big 12 receivers by 2026 or 2027. Mark my words on it. On the hot piss meter, and we explain the hot piss meter in every episode because it needs explaining if you've never heard it before. Rich Rodriguez got hired back. They told us he's still pissing hot. So we created the hot piss meter as a result. And it's a 50-point scale that I've created. And all it is just 5 categories I give depending on the player. Like for a quarterback, it could be accuracy. For an offensive line, it could be run blocking. For a corner, it's speed, coverage skills, tackling, ball skills, and athleticism. So I give him an 8 out of 10 on speed. He's got sub 4.5 speed at 6'2". That's pretty good. I think we don't have an official 40 time. This is just what I've read. So this is him quoting himself saying, I'm definitely 4.5, I think is what he said, or better. He's probably more. He's probably better. These kids always undervalue themselves when they talk about that. Coverage skills are 9 out of 10. He's got really fluid hips, really long arms, and he's really tight in coverage. He's a nightmare to deal with. I'll show you here in just a second. But he's still refining his technique, obviously, so not a perfect 10. Tackling is a 7 out of 10. He's physical, but I think we need more, just a little bit more. I want to see one more good year out of him on the tackling side of things. The film looks really good, though. Ball skills are an 8 out of 10. He's got quick hands. He breaks up a lot of passes, and I think he could be a pick machine with more reps. He's the kind of player that only gets better with reps. You look at his athleticism, it's a 9 out of 10. He's got really good size, really good speed, and he's very versatile. He's really a freak. I'm not saying he's Sauce Gardner, but he's a very good player and has a chance to be a very good Power 4 player. So I've got him on a total score of 41 out of 50, and that's a really good score for a high school player. To the tape we're going to go here. Let's have a look at him because, this is a kid, like I said, I've hyped him up a little bit here, but I believe he's earned it, and you'll see why here. So, okay, Emari Peterson, here we go, 6'2", 185, like we said. Let's check out the tape. So this will be him up here at the top of your screen. As you can see, he's in one-on-one coverage. And very good job there staying with the player. He should have. Too bad he didn't get the pick, but he did everything else right. Here you can see him down here, and these two are stacked. But he goes around that guy and takes the guy down. As you can see, a pretty good tackle. Pretty good job there. Here he is in one-on-one coverage again against a really good Florida receiver. And you can see there. He stayed pretty well in phase with the receiver on that play. At the bottom of your screen or to the left of your screen over here, another one-on-one play, as you can see. And I mean, just really sticky, no shot at all. No shot at all. He uses that length to his advantage over and over again on tape. As you can see, there it is. See the hands on the receiver, rerouting the receiver. Quarterback's looking that direction. But the receiver's already been rerouted, and he had to go a different route because of that. Here he is again down here. As you can see, he's got that hand on the left shoulder, which you like to see. Pretty good job. Up top again. And this is, I mean, you see, it's basically every play. They've got this kid on an island guarding somebody by themselves in Florida. That's a really tough job. That's a really tough ask to ask. And as you can see, he stays with him all the way down the field. So he takes the best receiver away basically on the other side. And that really good height and length, man, it just, as you can see there on that play, is the reason teams like Texas A&M and LSU have reached out. Here we go again, bottom of your screen. Another good player in Florida, I'm sure. He's with him all the way, even though the ball is handed off, it looks like. Up top once more. So you see here, all the way down the field, he went again. And, I mean, you could say this is probably going to be a coverage sack. Well, number 2 can move around a little bit, but did he give up a pass catch there? That was wild. We go again. As you can see, I mean, it's not sexy because he's pretty well just locking these guys down. There's nowhere to throw the ball. The same as here. The ball's not even coming his way. So the tape is like not as sexy as some others as you would watch because of that. Like, that's a coverage sack, right? I mean, the rush got there pretty quick. Here it is on an onside kick. I'm not even sure what the heck's going to happen here. What's he going to do? Return the kick? He's got the ball. Okay. Let's see what kind of speed he's got then. All right. So he's on the hands team making plays as well. So, overall, though, I think he's a rising senior for sure. A kid that West Virginia really lucky to get, especially when teams like LSU and Texas A&M are making offers. You never know how that's going to work out. Almost made it out of there on the punt, on the kick return on that play. So I guess he's showing some of those at the end of this highlight tape, some of his kickoff and punt return. Well, not punt, just kickoff so far. So they kicked this one straight to him. Like to see him bring one back. Nope. Nope. Not on that one either. So, like we say, guys, a good player, somebody I think is the staff really fell in love with, and you have to love the fact that he's getting the offers that he's getting right now. Absolutely. I think he's a player to keep an eye on for 2026, and definitely let's see what kind of offers he gets through this next year, because unfortunately he's what we consider to be a rising senior, somebody that is probably going to gain in the rankings as the years go on because he plays in Florida and he's playing in one-on-one coverage, as you see over and over and over again in Florida. If you're able to hold up in one-on-one coverage in Florida, you're going to go Power 4. That's just the way it is, because literally the fastest receivers in the country are in Florida, Texas, California. So, if you're able to play on an island at the highest level in those states, you're a Power 4 player. That's just the way it is. So let's go to break really quick. On the other side, we will break down the other player West Virginia got, a big offensive lineman. And we got to talk about Jamori Robinson and what he had to say about Pitt. Pretty crazy stuff. We'll talk about that next. Stick around. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia going to be brought to you by Game Time. When it comes to the Game Time app, the NBA playoffs are here. The intensity and buzzer beaters have the fans losing their minds. It's the kind of atmosphere you experience. You got to try it live. And this year's matchups are already delivering. If you want in, Game Time makes it fast and easy to get seats, even for the biggest playoff games. Prices on the app actually drop closer to tip-off with killer last-minute deals, panoramic seat views, and no surprise fees at checkout, making it a total game changer. If you want to take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time, you can download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDCOLLEGE for $20 off today, and download the Game Time app. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed, and you'll answer the question of questions. What time is it? It's game time. Oh, it's segment 2. We're going to chug-a-doo instead of crack-a-doo. We're not actually going to chug it, but we're going to crack-a-doo, take a drink. I am sleep deprived, guys. I really am. I haven't even been to sleep yet. I called and made an appointment with the sleep study people, and They have me scheduled to get in. I'm trying to move this up because the sleep apnea is literally killing me. I don't know how much longer I can take it. I'm it's to the point now to where I'm stopping breathing several times a night. So, and I know a lot of it's my own fault. I get that. People tell me that, like, got to lose weight. I get it. But when you're in the middle of it, it doesn't make it any easier. All right. So West Virginia secured another commitment last night late. If you didn't know, now you know, from another really good player. I think I haven't got to see his tape yet. So this is a 6 foot top 5, 270 pound offensive lineman out of Withrow High School in Cincinnati. So let's talk about Justyn Lyles. Like I said, 6'5", 270 pound offensive lineman from Withrow. The Big Fella committed yesterday on June 15th after an official visit, and Mountaineer Nation was buzzing. He had offers from Maryland, and other places. So, and he said, you know what? I'm going to plant my flag in Mountaineer country. He's an athlete. From everything I've read about him, he moves like a tight end, exploding off the line and hitting defenders like a freight train. Rivals calls him one of the most versatile linemen nobody's talking about. He's probably going to play at right tackle. Could slide down to guard from what I read about him. We're going to watch the tape on him here in just a second. In the run game, he's described as a mauler that drives defensive linemen back and pancakes linebackers. He's really quick, and he lets him pull and trap, and really perfect for our combo blocking scheme, with whether it's gap, whether it's zone, whatever we're going to do. In pass pro, he still needs to polish his technique according to 247, but his athleticism helps him move and mirror rushers. Scouts say he's got room to add weight, making him a matchup nightmare if he puts on another 30 or 40 pounds. So obviously they played for 3 straight league titles where he's at. And his coach, Anthony Berry, says he's on track for all state honors in 2025. So he's a rising senior as well. Like we said, 270 pounds, 6'5", 247 says, he's rated a little higher for them than other places. His commitment at West Virginia's got West Virginia's recruiting. We're red hot with Jack McNeil, who offered him in March, and June really sealed that deal for him. This is a project player, I'm pretty sure. We're going to watch the tape and make sure, but I'm guessing just based off his size, some of the pictures I've seen of him, he's definitely not undersized, but he's skinnier than most offensive linemen that come in at around 260, 270. I think he's probably closer to 260. He's a 5.5 3-star kid. So, I think this is one of those that, although he is just a regular 3-star, like he's not even a high-end 3-star, everything you read about him says he has a lot of upside, which is how West Virginia works anyway. We know that, like, whenever they bring in what I consider to be middle or low-end 3-star players, which just means like 5.5 rated players, usually they have a lot of upside. They just need that gain weight, muscle, and refine something. So it's one of those things where if he was developed more, he would be a 4-star player most likely, and that kind of thing, but he's not. So if you look at his coach, Barry, he calls him very accountable and committed and a leader for their playoff team. So I think, why does he fit at West Virginia? Well, we're losing 5 offensive linemen next year in 2025. So, and 4 more are probably going to be gone by 26, probably even more. So this kid will be a plug and play tackle within probably the first 2 years of his career. He's going to at least need a year, in my opinion. I had to watch the tape, but just on everything I've read, really, and obviously Ohio is a great area for us to recruit in. I would easily put that in my top 3 areas if we're going to continue to recruit there. Ohio is a hotbed for big-time talent. So he strengthens that pipeline, and he's going to be protecting somebody on the backside. So I'm going to go ahead and watch the tape on him first. Then we'll get to the meter because I want to adjust it in case, I was wrong on anything, which is very possible after we get to the tape on Lyles here. Do I not have it? Yeah, I do. Okay. All right. So where is it? There it is. All right. So this is Justyn Lyles. He spells Justin with a Y, not an I, which is interesting. 6'5", 260 pounds. It says right here, as you can see. All right, he's playing left tackle here. Oh yeah, so fast. That's the first thing you notice, right? Oops, sorry. That's the first thing you notice, guys. Let me go back to this first play. First thing you notice. Watch that ball get off in the quickness. Holy cow. Yeah, that's impressive. Um, yeah, very agile. And he's got a little nasty streak right there, it looked like on that play. Now remember, these are highlights, so you don't always see. Oh yeah. I like what I'm seeing so far for sure. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to gain strength. That's obvious. That's the first thing I'm noticing. I mean, he's moving guys back, don't get me wrong, but he's having to work. As to where we saw Goforth last night, Camden Goforth, who was literally ragged on people. You know, it was like wasn't a challenge for him at the level he was at. Here, which Ohio football is better than Tennessee football, to be fair, a lot better. I mean, I think Ohio is probably in the top five. So you know, I played in Ohio. I know what it's all about. You know, I played in West Virginia and Ohio. So I played half my life in West Virginia and the other half in Ohio. So I know what both are like. Ohio is just a huge step up. It really, truly is. And obviously, it's a way bigger state, a lot more populated. It's just numbers. Look at the size of the player he's going against here. That kid's really small. Well, no, he's not. He just. I apologize. He's not as small as I thought he was. Sometimes it's hard to tell on camera, you know. I love how I stand. That's a really nice stance. I love his. He's got that left foot exactly where you want it. You can tell he's been coached. Look at the bend, by the way, really good bend. You know, some guys can't get down that low, so that's nice to see. And he was laid out of his stance there. Watch the DN get the jump on him. He reacts slowly. Let's see if he's able to do well. See that kid now. That defensive end can play now. Whoever he went against, that kid ain't no. That's a good player. I mean, it's hard to judge that play. I mean, would he have actually? I don't know if I was him. I don't know if I'd have put this in my cut up. To be honest, you were slow to get out of your stance. The defensive end almost swam over you, and the quarterback fumbled the ball. So it's like if he would have dropped back, I don't know if he would have held on here. Let me see. I don't know. He kind of had a control of him, but it was a little messy. Now, these are the angles I like. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Okay, so here's a stunt, it says. Okay, nicely done on the stunt. Oh, yeah. Nicely. That was pretty too. So, I mean, you know, the biggest thing that you see out of this kid, I think he has to add strength. I mean, that's just non-negotiable, which I mean, at 260, you're not surprised. That's not huge. It's not small by any means. I mean, 6'5", 260 is enormous. I mean, you know, you could probably play D2 or maybe FCS ball at that size, maybe. But certainly at the Power 4 level, you got to put on 40 pounds. That's just all there is to it. Now, if he puts on 40 pounds, will he still keep that movement right there that you see? I mean, he is a mover, man. I can see exactly why West Virginia picked him up. He's a project piece that has an immense amount of upside. If this kid figures it out, I think athletically, he could easily be an all Big 12 type player, right? I mean, you look at his athleticism, like we said, like I read, you know, a couple of things I jotted down in the open were I kept reading, moves like a tight end, moves like a tight end, moves like a tight end. I read it like 3 different times on 3 different sites. I'm like, what the hell? This guy's getting called a tight end at tackle. That's wild. That's just, I mean, that's, if you're moving like a tight end and you're a tackle, then you've got incredible athleticism. And as you can see here, I mean, he's got 2 guys right here. He literally blocked 2 guys on that play. And I mean, he just moves so well. I can't wait to see how he looks after he puts on the weight and strength. I mean, he could get more explosive even. So, yeah, this is a fun one here. I'll definitely have my eyes on him. Here he is all the way down in the stance. Yep. I bet he played basketball for him as well. I'd like to look that up when we get time. Maybe after when I'm off stream, I'll check it out. But yeah, so definitely like this player. Want to definitely keep track of him as we move through this next coming year, and would like to see him put on some weight during his senior year. He puts on 25 or 30 pounds, and he might not come at West Virginia. He's got the athletic ability to be as good as he wants to be. So very fun prospect there. I love prospects like this. I think, anytime you've got a project piece like this, it's fun to track them and see how they progress, because like a guy like Zach Frazier was ready out of the box. Wyatt Milum was pretty well ready out of the box. I mean, you've got guys like that come in as true freshmen and play. And then you've got guys, that don't. So we'll see which one he is. I think he's going to at least need probably, if not 2 years. So we'll see, though. I mean, it's very possible for him to be ready after a year in college, but, most kids like him probably need 2, which is fine. I mean, it's just hopefully you keep him for that long. I understand West Virginia's got to try to develop offensive linemen. I mean, you have to at least try. But man, it's scary because you never know. But now with the cap and everything the way it is, I think most teams are feeling like worst case scenario, you're going to be able to keep players. Let's go to break. We'll do the hot piss meter for him really quick, and then we'll get to Jamori Robinson and what he said about Pitt. Stick around. All right, guys, we're back here, Locked On West Virginia. Thanks for joining in as West Virginia's added a couple big-time pickups, one over the SEC at that. We love to see it. We love to see LSU and Texas A&M lose out to the Mountaineers because it doesn't happen that often. All right, so let's get to this hot piss meter for Mr. Lyles. I'm going to adjust it. So pass blocking, his athleticism is so good. It shines through. I think he's definitely working on the hand placement, and, he gets to lean in a little bit, but I'll give him a 7 out of 10 there. Run blocking, he's way better in the run game. I think he mauls pretty well in the run game, although, he struggles with stronger players. There's a couple guys there that he moved them. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, you could tell he was definitely trying hard. Whenever you see a player come to the Power 5, or at least me, I always look, one of the things I look for is, like, if you go look at Zach Frazier's tape from whenever his senior season of high school, he moved guys around easily. It wasn't even close. If you go look at Camden Goforth, just from yesterday, if you go look at his tape, matter of fact, just really quick, just to give you guys for a point of reference, just really quick, I won't take long, because he's got it right on the front page of his X page. I just want people to see the difference between a guy who's physically ready to play Power 4 ball and a guy that's got a little ways to go. So this is Camden Goforth in Tennessee. We talked about him. This is a cut up of him pancaking about 30 different players. As you can see, he don't struggle at all to move kids. As a matter of fact, he does it so easy, it's ridiculous. I mean, look at this. Dominating run blocking plays I'm still shocked that he wasn't more highly recruited and that Tennessee didn't give this kid a look. Shocking to me that he didn't get a look from Tennessee, honestly. He's 6'4", 315 pounds. And look at this. Look at that. This is one of my favorite plays I've seen this year from a lineman. That's a 320-pound or defensive lineman there that he absolutely just pancakes onto his behind and then does the wrestling spin on top of him. Insanity, right? Look at that. I mean, just look how easy he's ragdolls people. We got this kid last night, guys, by the way. I mean, that's whenever I see what was that? I didn't realize that one yet. I mean, look at this. With one hand, he about kills this dude. Look at that guy going flying. So as you can see, this is on the extreme side. I mean, this kid is just a brute. It's truly a brute. Reminds me of Zach Frazier, like how much he's tossing dudes around. But so whenever I compare what he looks like against what Lyles looked like moving players, there's a difference, right? There's an obvious strength difference. And there's also a difference in the level of ball, too. I get that. Ohio is better than Tennessee. But, I mean, still, Goforth is absolutely dominating people. So, it's funny. I think Goforth's so underrated. But anyways, Lyles, way more athletic, though, right? So it's like if he gets some strength onto that, sky's the limit for him, man. Absolutely. All right, let's move on to Jamori Robinson really quick as I've got this queued up with Voice of Morgantown's permission. He said I could play this, so I do appreciate him for that. Guys, he's been getting some good interviews on here. He's had Honor Huff. He's had a few guys on here, so they're doing a good job on the show right now.
Football player.
Hopefully you can hear it. All right, so we're waiting on it to load. I guess I messed with it too much.
Defensive player of the year. What kind of expectations do you have for the upcoming season personally?
Man, just be a leader on the team, getting to my teammates, win a whole bunch of games, college football playoffs. Man, I'm trying to do it all, man. Win another defensive player of the year. Man, my goals always has been the same since I entered this thing, and that's why I just keep on head towards to basically a college football playoff spot, championship, and another defensive player of the year.
I think he believes this too. I watched this all a couple times.
Love it. So, Jamori, if you had 2 games circled on your calendar this year where you want to light some people up, what 2 games do you have circled where you're bringing in like Jamori, like level 20?
Man, I would say all 12, but definitely got that Pitt circled down for y'all for sure. All the rivals,
that's my
the
guy.
history of the game. Yeah, I definitely got them circled on my map. It's time to let's do it.
Jamori, we need you to get a minimum of 3 sacks
against
against
man.
Pitt.
Have you heard the story?
Oh, Pitt story, sir?
Yeah.
I heard some. I heard that, it'd be close, usually, and how much we can't stand them and stuff. So I felt like, that's, I'm with the same stuff. I don't know too much of Pitt, never seen them, but it's what game time's on, it's on.
Yeah, Jamori, we need you to get at least 3 sacks against Pitt, maybe injure the quarterback. We need all of that this season. If you can make that promise to us.
Yes, sir. I'll do my very best. Yes, sir.
All right, man. So what do you think the biggest adjustments will be?
So, I thought that was cool. Can Jamori Robinson get 3 sacks against Pitt and injure the quarterback? I mean, look, I don't want anybody to get injured if we're talking seriously. Well, it's like my dad used to say, whenever a player would get hurt when we were playing Pitt, he'd say, hope he's all right for next game. Or whenever Pitt would play Virginia Tech, my dad would say, I hope it's a tie with mass casualties on both sides. Oh man, old dad, miss my dad. Appreciate you guys for joining in. I've got the commitment hat on today. I figured, you know what? I haven't busted this thing out in a long time. I used to wear one a lot. It had a WVU on it, and I've lost it somewhere. So I said, you know what? I have a hat with the flaps. I don't know where my other one is, but I'll wear this one. So that's what we did. Appreciate you guys for joining in. Like I said, I appreciate the support and everything you guys give the show. Like the video before you leave, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's go Mountaineers, man. This has been a fun one. I might be back here in a little bit. I need to get some sleep if I can. I mean, I am really tired. Like, I was trying to stay awake earlier playing video games just to keep myself awake until I could. It's one of those things, like, I was so groggy from not sleeping last night. I was trying to let it pass, and it just wasn't passing. So I had to drink some caffeine and get on here and do this. So now that I'm rolling, I'm okay. But as soon as I get off here, I'm sure I'll probably be really tired again. If anybody has any suggestions for temporarily that you think could help somebody in my situation, obviously I know I need to lose weight. I know it's very serious, and I get that. But, like, what are some things I can do for sleep apnea, like, in the meantime, between time? Because I can't even. It doesn't matter what position at this point now. I think I've gained so much weight. It's like, it doesn't matter if I'm sitting up. It doesn't matter if I'm laying down. It doesn't matter if I'm propped up. It doesn't matter if I've got 5 pillows. It doesn't matter what I do. When I fall asleep, it's like it relaxes, because basically all sleep apnea is your throat muscles relax, and if you're a bigger person, that obviously makes it even more constricted, and then you just stop breathing. And what's been happening to me, and I don't want to keep going on and on here, but basically what's been happening to me is I'll stop breathing, I don't know, 15, 16 times a night. No lie, no exaggeration. It's literally every time I fall asleep. You can count on it. I'm going to wake up within, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's longer. And sometimes it's it's like I've been underwater for 5 minutes or something, and I can hardly breathe. So it's like, it's severe. And my mom was saying she thinks that's probably what's behind my panic disorder that I've been having, because I'm not sleeping. So I think that has something to do with it. I don't know, but I had somebody send me some magnesium, so I'm going to try that out. Because I do this job, I don't move around as much as I should. I know I don't. And I need to find reasons to exercise more. I mean, I leave the house, but I mean, let's walk into the car and to the house or wherever you go. I need to do more exercise. All right, I don't want to keep you guys on here talking about this. Hey, what's up, Mr. Martin? Or MRTN. I appreciate you being in here. Subscribe if you don't mind before you get out of here, and I appreciate you for joining in. Guys, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to be back probably in a little bit. It depends on what happens. There's a couple ideas I have for shows. It's just, I don't know if I have the mental capability to pull them off right now like I want to. I'm a little groggy, so I'll see you guys later, though. Thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen, and for being part of the Locked On Podcast Network. We talk about your team, the Mountaineers, every single day. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. This episode's over. I'm out.